As you know, Tyler, I've been a pretty strong critic of the way they've approached this by sending high-ranking guys on airplanes. This is actually a much better approach. They've sent the worker bees over. The worker bees on both sides are working on a deal. There's talk about an announcement at Davos, which is a great photo op for Trump and Wang Qishan, the vice president of China. So I think they could actually pull something out of a hat. There's a lot of areas where you can actually announce progress that's very difficult to know if it can be policed. But I think we will see some kind of an announcement here.
So what are the areas where you think the greatest possibility for some kind of rapprochement or cooling down are? Is it in the area of intellectual property, technology transfers, their 2025 industrial pledge to modernize and become not just a manufacturing power, but a technology power?
Well, the 2025 deal is not going to happen. That's basically them growing up from being a teenager to an adult. They're going to go from assembly to high-tech manufacturing and technology. They're not going to give that up, and we shouldn't expect them to. The easiest things to get deals announced on are them buying things. They can announce they're going to buy 9 tons of soybeans or a bunch of cars or a bunch of steel, and that makes a great headline. It just doesn't really make much happen because
is that what this is all about? Selling more soybeans and steel to them, or doesn't it go a lot deeper than that? Yeah,
that's the low-hanging fruit. And more important is intellectual property. And what many Americans don't realize, intellectual property is now the way a lot of people make their living inside China. And so Jack Ma and the guys at Alibaba are cheering for intellectual property reform. There's actually new legislation being put in place in China that increases penalties for stealing intellectual property. It has to be enforced, but it's easy to announce. So I think, again, you're going to see some headway there, some announcements that are bigger than the reality you'll get at the end of the day. You might also see something on the banks. There are applications in for approval to buy more shares of Chinese banks. There's huge profits there to be made. And autos, as I said, is a pretty easy one to say something about. The tariffs are not really on anyway. They're in suspension.